Welcome in, everybody. Post-practice report here with your favorite Alabama insider, Coach Smook. Favorite Alabama insider, sports media personality. Listen, I got to get TikTok up real quick. We don't have a long live. Got a quick post-practice report for y'all. Got to speak with Ryan Grubb today. And we're going to comment on some of the things that we got to take away from his interview. So, in 2 seconds, I'm going to get y'all. Clap it up one more time, chat. Get y'all active over here. There we go. Full screen. Layout. Now we're here. Welcome in. Thank y'all for tapping in once again. Now we're here. Welcome in. Thank y'all for tapping in once again. We got loudspeaker audio over on that side. Let's fix that. I did not know that was going to be open like that. 1 second, chat. We was over here doing some editing all day. We've been editing all morning. So hopefully y'all can hear me well. One last thing before I start talking to y'all and get out of my own little way. All right, once again, appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm here, ready to talk some Bama football. Post-practice report, let's get into it. Don't need the intro, don't need a whole bunch of talking up and all that stuff. Listen, we got reports, man. We all found out this morning. You all saw the live this morning, even though it ended abruptly. I don't know if y'all could tell, but the camera looks like it was before, so we got to go and adjust these settings since the update, once again, to get it back smooth like we had it. But this morning, before we ended, we were talking about some of the things that were happening on the defensive side as far as depth. Didn't get much intel today other than what we've been seeing on the defensive side. So losing Jira Evans and Jeremiah Beeman has not changed the picture, right, of what Alabama wants to do so drastic to the point there they don't have an answer. They didn't have a plan already in place, right? So I think right now for the defensive side, we're still pretty set. We're still pretty confident. You have a guy in Beeman as much of a high side and as much aspirations as we want to see from him, right, going forward. And we want to see him have an opportunity to excel at this level. We don't know what he's capable of fully, right? We've seen him in flashes, but we've yet to see him fully contribute. So that is not something that you're going to miss when you have proven production returning to the field in the likes of Terrence Green, London Simmons, Edric Hill, Asaya Fega. You got new transfers in there, Kedrick Bingley Jones. You have Devin Tompkins is there. Just that whole rotation of your three true defensive linemen on that front. You're very versatile and extensive. And then also with Jira Edwards in the safety room, him being a true freshman, as good as he is, him being hurt, and the guys that were sharing time with him behind Bray Hubbard, it does not affect how this team is going to grow, in my opinion. I think you give a guy like Ivan Taylor, Dre Kirkpatrick, Zay Mincy, Red Morgan, you give those guys more opportunities, and you also have a transfer in Nick Sherman, who's shown you his extensive versatility to be able to play at safety, to be able to play at corner. It's not like you just lost big pieces, and we're not excited. We're not excited on about the injuries, or we're not okay with the injuries, but we're just grateful that we have the quality, talent, depth that we do have. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Mary J, you can scroll up to the top real quick, and we'll click through them real quick. I'll make sure I acknowledge everybody real quick before we continue with our post-practice report conversation. Roll Tide to my guy, Dominic Macon. Welcome in. Good to see you in the chat. And who else we got? Zach. Good to see you, Zach, my brother. Roll Tide. We're going to get that phone line open tonight. Hopefully, you know what? Hopefully, I want to do it at 8 o'clock because I like gym. I like the 1 o'clock a.m. gym sessions, y'all. Lamar, appreciate you for tapping in, man. Roll Tide. Appreciate you. Bama Mac, my brother, tapping in. Make sure y'all like and share the stream everywhere. Roll Tide. Dylan, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. And Clifton. God, Clifton Atkins, good to see you. Clifton. Why is that name ringing a bell? Why is that name ringing a bell? We've met in person, Clifton? Or interacted somewhere. I don't know. I feel like I've seen the name, or somebody just introduced themselves to me named Clifton. Doug, what's good, man? Good to see you. Roll Tide, brother. Everybody tapping in chat. Big homie, I see you, bro. Good to see you. All my wristband people. I'm late. Any update on Beeman injury? Get a wristband. No, seriously, Josh. You got to get a wristband. You can't keep coming in late, and we got to keep going back on stuff. Get a wristband. As a matter of fact, this one don't even require a wristband. Jason Jackson, good to see you, chat. Good to see you, my brother. Jason, that beard getting big, boy. I'm going to be ready by next week. get that cut. Oh, God, good to see you, my boy. Roll Tide, roll Tide. Let's go. I appreciate everybody in the chat for tapping in. And now, without further ado, let's continue our conversation here discussing Alabama post-practice report. As stated earlier, Coach Ryan Grubb was available for media availability today, and he spoke extensively on the decision around the quarterback battle, right? We talked about it yesterday. Everybody's very confident about Keelon Russell and what he's going to be able to do for Alabama at the quarterback position. Now, you got to hear from Ryan Grubb, and he's coincided with everything that we have been saying here since before they could publicly come out and say some of the things that they're saying now. His arm talent is the best in the room. That was a statement that was kind of alluded to by Ryan Grubb. If you have not seen the interview, Alabama has the official footage up on their website right now. We're not going to react to it because we're handling something right now with our network. So we're not going to react to it live. We got something to do, and it's going to be good. It's a huge announcement we're going to get to make too. I think a lot of people are going to be huge, like mad about it because we got the opportunity. Shout out to Eugene for the follow on TikTok, man. Appreciate you for tapping in over there. I see you following over there. I see you tapping the screen. Make sure y'all share the stream though on TikTok. Make sure you repost it and direct message it to people. That's how the algorithm is getting out. If you can share the TikTok stream to 5 people within the first 5 minutes of us being live, of you being in the live, it helps the algorithm. We learned that trick over there. So for all my TikTokers over there that do TikTok content, if you do live content on TikTok, get your viewers in there sharing within the first 5 minutes of them being live, meaning direct messaging it to people. It'll help with your algorithm. What it do, Coach? It's been a minute. Roll Tide. What's up, Nico? Is that Rico? Is that Rico or Nico? That's Rico, right? Is that you, Rico? We ain't heard Rico in a minute. Coach Snell Gaming is in the building too. I see Coach Snell. Appreciate you. My fault, Mary J. I was trying to click back to the sound effects. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the gifts on TikTok. So, Tonio 20, Roses 20, and 11 goes. Man, y'all be coming in and gifting. Just showing mad love. Thank you, Twitter. And thank you to all the other platforms. Facebook, please provide reactions if you want to. We got opportunity. We can see your reactions and your comments. Same thing with Twitter. For all our Twitter supporters that like to lurk and kind of be quiet, we can definitely see your comments. So if you drop a comment, you want to reply to some things, we can reply to you too in the chat. Post-practice report. Now let me talk to it and not get distracted once again. I want to say this. One, with the guys the guys that's missing on the roster. The guys that's missing on the roster, and I'm talking about just in general on both sides of the ball. A.K. Deere, running back room, a spot where we got depth there. You definitely want to see A.K. Deere healthy. Same thing with E.J. Croyle. You want to see, well, E.J. is going to be ready for week 1. But A.K. Deere was expected to be RB1 in my opinion. The way he was performing in fall camp, the way he ended spring, because there was no decisive running back leader in the running back room coming out of spring. But the way he was ending spring and the momentum he built over the summer into fall camp, up into that second scrimmage, and his last play into that scrimmage where he got injured, right, where he actually scored, A.K. Deere was becoming the guy that was going to be appointed as RB1, in my opinion. Daniel Hill was going to be RB1B. He was going to have A.K. Deere RB1A. And I think the load management, the rep count, percentage-wise was going to be a 65-25, 65-20, 10-5 split, with majority of your carries, your handoffs going to A.K. Deere, and then some of your auxiliary things happen, your extensive pass pro, pass scale, running back inclusive things happening. You would definitely want to use Daniel Hill with his receiving skill set out of the backfield, his ability to make big runs, explosive runs in opportune times. You expected that. And then you had the emergence of Trayshawn Brown, who's continuing to get a lot of praise. I would not be surprised. We saw it last year. Kevin Riley got thrown out in front of oh snap, guys, I forgot. Kevin Riley has been thrown out into the fire, was thrown out into the fire last year against Florida State when Jam Miller went down. So I would not be surprised if Trayshawn Brown got some early carries. Appreciate you for the 500 jewels, big homie. And Mary J, make sure we please update the donation banner. We're going to do it after the show today, but as long as they're here live donating, make sure we get those updated. I couldn't do it. We had a lot of donations the other night when I was by myself. And guys, I do not like not acknowledging you all in the donation banner at the bottom, the donation ticker. You can go back to that comment, Mary J. One What do you think of it? What do you think of Trayshawn Brown? That's what I'm guessing you're asking. I think Trayshawn Brown is explosive, man. I know when we flipped him from Boise State, or was it Illinois that he was signed to? No, that was the other kid, the other 3-star, Barnett or something like that. But when we got him from Boise State late in the signing, I knew there was a reason, because one, you finally got some evaluation on EJ Crowell's situation. Two, you had 3 backs in the class, 1 decommitted late, and you definitely wanted to pad your running back room with Jan Miller, Richard Young leaving. You didn't have much experience back there. Dre from last year, I forget his name. I think he hit the portal, right? So you didn't have a lot of depth there. So you went out. You got a freshman guy, and he just so happened to show up and put on 12 pounds of lean mass, and is a college size, SEC size back now at 205 pounds, 210 pounds, 5'10", 5'11". And you look at a picture. I'm gonna show y'all this picture real quick, and I'm gonna show y'all. This is one of the ones that I was able to. Some of our people that we rock with, man, they was able to send this. I want y'all to see this picture of Trayshawn real quick, chat, if I could pull it up, because this ain't like an Alabama media photo. This is a photo that was taken from a phone, like on the field, from someone who I was talking to. And let me post this here. Hold on, Mary J. I'm about to bring it up for us here. And I want y'all to look at Trayshawn Brown, number 17, in this photo compared to all the other guys that's in this photo. All the backs in this room. Mind you, he's the only freshman in this photo that's padded up. EJ is not in pads, and we already know his size is something to be amazed of as a freshman. But look at these guys, man. 17. Look at 17 right there, guys. Look at him compared to the rest of the group. I'm gonna take this banner off, Mary J. Take the banner off, and I'm gonna take the overlay down. I'm gonna take the overlay down. I want y'all to look at 17 compared to the rest of the backs. That's Riley on the far left. You got Daniel Hill next to him. You have Khalifa Keith next to him. Uncle Mitch next to him. You got Trayshawn and Uncle Mitch. Man, listen, look like he could still go today. You got Trayshawn right there. You got EJ next to him, not padded. And then 25, that's the walk-on kid. And he can go, man. 25 can get you carries. He got some of those 3rd string, 4th string reps. He can go. It's a lot of dudes in the running back room. So if Alabama was to suffer like 4 injuries this year, they have a plan. There's a lot of guys that won't get recognition because they didn't have the high-profile recruiting profiles, right? They didn't have the high recruited profiles. They didn't have the big-name recruiting journeys. And now you look at them at Alabama, they look like they can go anywhere. And these guys can move, man. But I do believe that with this running back rotation, the injuries that's affected the rotation, Alabama would be just fine, especially with the reports from Ryan Grubb today. Let's get into Ryan Grubb's statements. He made a few key statements that I kind of want to acknowledge before we get out of here. We got about 15 minutes left on this post-practice report. One statement, and you know what? I will play the audio. I will play the audio, Mary J. We won't do the video, but we'll play the audio. And I want to come back to it. Let me see. I want to come back to it because he made a statement about Keelon Russell's ability to process, right? His ability to process has tremendously increased, is what the word was. Not just increased a little bit, but since his arrival, it has tremendously increased, right? And so when I hear things like that, and you go and you look at some of the narratives that were being put out there about, the quarterback competition, if Keelon Russell has been the one tremendously improving day in and day out, why have we been dragging it along? And this is my part of mainstream media. Like, there's certain things that have been said that gave us indication. And if y'all have not been to my TikTok, I have proof that Coach Smook has been on top of this QB battle. That I don't care to go in detail about it. If you really want to go check it out, as a matter of fact, I'll post a Brian Harper saga on the YouTube channel too. No, go to the Coach Smook Reacts channel. That's reaction type content. Go to Coach Smook Reaction channel. Make sure you subscribe. Coach Smook Reacts, and you will see the Brian Harper saga, and it has intel details that I'm just now thinking about. It is not secret no more because the announcement is out, but you can see the timestamps from the dates when we were talking about the quarterback battle, things that in intel that I cannot put out publicly during the time that gave me the indication then that Keelon Russell was going to be the starter. And it all started with a certain conversation with a certain employee at Nike in Oregon back in July. I'm gonna just say that. So, and if y'all didn't notice, I was talking with a different type of confidence after July with the quarterback battle. So let's go. Brooks Austin had a great breakdown of you said good. No, he had a great breakdown of Keelon's high school film, but I don't know why everybody's so surprised about this new one he put out. He had an old one when Keelon first got recruited. Was in the competition battle, the quarterback competition last year. But Grubb came on and was speaking. So let's
This is going to be my starting quarterback.
I think there's moments. I don't think there's one particular moment. You win any quarterback job
Can y'all hear that in the background? Can y'all hear Ryan Grubb talking?
through a cumulative process, and certainly Keelon did that. And we're excited. Man. I'm excited for him. He is really taking the bull by the horns as a starter, and embodied that. And, just taking command of the field. Everything that you think like, oh, is the young quarterback going to be able to do that? But we got a ton of confidence in him, and he's playing confident. He's operating at an incredibly high level right now. So we're really excited for him.
So, like I said, it was more so of a mental aspect when it came to some of the struggles that you were seeing with Keelon Russell. What am I not doing to be the guy, right? You're telling me week in and week out that I'm doing everything to check the block, and I'm the best talent you've seen at quarterback. You've never seen a talent like me. You love to develop. You've never had the opportunity to develop a generational talent. But you won't name me the starter. Why? And this is where being a coach comes into play. Not being pressured by media, not being pressured by that process of your star athlete that is the guy. But you definitely got to check all the blocks. You got to test him mentally. And if Keelon Russell, after that first scrimmage performance, in my opinion, he performed better head and shoulders above Austin Mack as far as QB production. Evaluating the first scrimmage, being there live, seeing some of the things, regardless of how many touchdowns were scored, the ball moved every time Keelon was on the field. We changed field position when Keelon was on the field. We put the kicking game, or the punt team, in a better position to change field position when the defense was having the edge. And your first scoring drive came from Keelon in that scrimmage. And then to turn around the next week and start him, and you see a totally different start with your first team offense with Keelon Russell. I mean, literally from the first play, Austin Mack, interception, first play in the scrimmage, number one. Second scrimmage, first play, Keelon Russell, 45-yard bomb, 50-yard bomb on the opening play action pass to follow up with a 15-yard freaking explosive run, 20-yard explosive run. Like, the old line plays different, blocks different, knowing that they don't have to block for 5-6 seconds to give a quarterback a chance. When you got a quarterback at the drop back and, get into his third plant step or his fifth plant step, right, to drive the ball to make his decision, he's already kind of diagnosed what's transpiring in the defense and throwing his receivers open. That's what we need. And Ryan Grubb was very excited to talk about Keelon today. If you listen to more, we're not going to listen to everything, but if you listen to it, there's a lot of questions about Keelon, and he had extensive answers as if he was holding on to the stuff. As a matter of fact, bump it, y'all. We'll do it. I'm going to keep it small screen, though.
For me, I think one time we were down on the red zone, and we got a zeroed out look, and he knew the check to get to for protection and make the big throw down there in the red zone on the third down. And clock's ticking, you're going under 10 seconds. And defense gets into a tough look in a pressure moment, just having the ability to, get to your training, fall back on your training, and let it happen.
Roll
That
Tide,
was one,
Shamika.
I believe it was in the second scrimmage he did. That was really, really good.
What you're seeing, I guess, grow in terms of it's going to be your interactions with like receivers, confidence. How you see that?
Yeah.
So what they asked was, which was a pretty good question. I usually don't give them credit for these questions, but that was a pretty good question. This is something that I have been saying beforehand. So listen to what Ryan Grubb had to say here.
Two things with Keelon. I've always thought he's a very confident kid, but at the same time, I think there's people that present as confident. There's people that are authentic, and I think that's the part for Keelon. Just stressing to him, just keep being yourself. And that's really what draws his teammates to him, is that he's an authentic guy. The enthusiasm, the confidence is all real. And, when he doesn't know, he's not too ego-driven to ask. And those are the things I think that draws teammates to him.
Where's his game at right now, pre-snap?
Way ahead of schedule. That's what I'd say. Way ahead of schedule. I think there's some of those things that you really – you think you hope, you anticipate for all the quarterbacks, what they're going to be able to do and develop and where he's going to be pre-snap. But I think it's mechanics and just having – a lot of time it's really just having discipline from play to play.
All right, so before he continues, and I want to say this because I want to kind of put this context in your mind. Do you all remember when I was talking about Keelon Russell being such a special player that sometimes you have special players that feel like they have to do special things all the time? And that in itself could be a blessing and a curse, because sometimes the simplest play can be the most impactful play of a drive, right? There may be a situation where Keelon Russell may be hot, his arm, he may be seeing it, and the defense, he may not see it because he's so in his own. The defense is making slight adjustments, and they're getting them to a spot where they feel more comfortable making their gamble. If he's not disciplined, he will continue to rely on his own ability and look at what he's doing instead of sticking to the game plan and understanding what's being asked of him and what we're trying to set up as a game plan, right? So that pull on an RPO to try to hit the bubble screen, or that pull on the RPO to try to hit the slant off of the screen slant combo off of the RPO and trying to force it because you're hot, that could be the difference in you being an elite quarterback and you being a good quarterback. And that's what I think this extensive announcements, this extensive wait for the announcement, that's what they had to see. Could he be more consistent in not trying to be the guy? Knowing that you play at the University of Alabama, there's other 5 stars and 4 stars on the field that have been trusted to do the same thing you have been trusted to do, which is your job. So if we call a play and it breaks down, now you have the clearance to be you. But be you within the system first. And that's what he established. He was able to do that at a high rate. Execute. Anytime you can find that's like you as people. If we want a new car, right? And sometimes we settle because that's what's available. But when we have the opportunity to get exactly what we want in the car, you're going to get the upgrades with your interior. You're going to get the sound system upgrades. You might get new wheels. You might get a lift on your pickup. You might do all of these new things because you can, and it's available, right? You can afford it. You can have that. And so before you get into putting all this stuff on your car, you definitely would do some good to yourself by researching, is this good for my car to add all this stuff? With all the new electronic specificities and all this stuff, could this mess up my vehicle if I try to get all this stuff added? And that's what I think this staff was trying to do. Could we mess up the growth and the progress and the process of what we want to do here under the Kalen DeBoer era at Alabama if we throw Keelon Russell out there too early?
You know exactly where your eyes should be, what defender is going to give you the keys you need, and then being consistent with that process. So for him, I thought over the summer and into camp, he really honed that process down of being trained with his eyes pre-snap. So I think he's, I'd say, ahead of schedule. Is he a 10-year vet? No, not yet, right? You still reminded him of stuff, but I think he's doing a really good job.
How much can the offense really settle in now that you're less than 2 weeks out from the season? You have the quarterback names and other positions kind of settling down.
Yeah.
Prepared for the season.
Well, I think, not just the offense, but I think the football team, and that's been every quarterback battle I've been part of is, guys get named a starter. And I think it just naturally, it's human nature for guys to fall into spots and be like, okay, that's behind us. And, there's no more discussions. It's just it is what it is, and guys can move on. And for both those players, for both the quarterbacks too, to be able to settle in and start driving into their role.
What kind of camp has Rico's got had?
Really good. Rico's a guy. I don't want to say I was nervous about. I was nervous for him just because he had some health issues during the summer, and we had to be super cautious with him leading into camp, where we didn't set him behind. But I've been wildly impressed with his process as far as understanding what his body needs and how to get himself ready so he can stay out there. Because I think sometimes guys come back, they get overstrained at camp, and it sets them back and they can't play. Rico of late, his contested catches have really picked up. And really, one of the things that stood out to me is Rico's starting to practice like the physical player that he is more consistently. It's not that he never did. He's a super physical, high effort guy that's in a lot of special teams as well. And it's starting to show up all the time.
You guys remember I just spoke the other day about Rico Scott starting to make some momentum and create more plays, take advantage of some opportunities that he's been getting. It's great to hear Ryan Grubb confirm those reports because someone that works closely, not necessarily on field, but works closely with Ryan Grubb's, assistant staff. They were talking about, specifically talking about Rico. And this is somebody that's not at practices all the time, but they had the privilege of being around when there was a conversation about practice happening, and they spoke on how Grubb was highlighting Meadows and Rico with their confidence being built this season. Both of these guys have kind of been in the shadows the last 2 years. Well, Meadows last year and Rico has been there for 2 years, kind of in the shadows. And if you think about it, every one of Rico Scott's catches has been, chain moving catches or he scored. He's a Henry Ruggs type, and I've said this before, Henry Ruggs type, stretch the field if you need me to. I can be physical and run block, and I can do the chippy stuff downfield, but you want me to catch this ball and make a play, that's what I do. And Rico Scott is another speed guy that's not getting enough attention. Alabama has a lot of speed in the wide receiver room. From the big guys all the way down to the little guys, even in the tight end room. Marshall Pritchett, I talked about this, this was Sunday night or whatever night we were talking about final count closeout when we talked about the tight end room. The ability to stretch a team vertically from the tight end position is rare. And Marshall Pritchett is one of the guys, he's probably the fastest tight end. I'm willing to bet that he's the fastest tight end in the room. He's probably the most elusive tight end, right? Slight of feet, really, really light on his feet, and the best receiving asset. Caleb Edwards is probably the most complete tight end in the room that gives you equal blocking, equal pass catching, all of that stuff. But as far as a passing threat that's getting better in run blocking, especially my first notice was in the scrimmage. First play, the pass goes to him. It's a 2-yard pass, but Austin Mack throws it like he's throwing a 40-yard bomb. It bounces, it slips through Pritchett's hands and freaking bounces off his helmet. It's a pick. But the rest of that scrimmage, everything else, anytime I saw Pritchett and Edwards on the field together or Pritchett and Lewis on the field together, I got excited because I never saw Pritchett hand in the ground. To me, you're playing to his advantage. It wasn't until towards the end of practice before JT came up and walked me out, right? that I noticed Pritchett with his hand in the ground in different spots, not just on the inner line of scrimmage, but also in different spots. So we gotta be excited about everything that's happening because of Keelon Russell being named as a quarterback. You're gonna start hearing about some guys that probably weren't as confident attacking balls or passes that were thrown to him because they were thrown behind or late. Now you got a guy that's throwing you open. You're gonna buy into selling out for those balls, putting your body on the line.
Like, man, there's Rico, and then maybe a fall off here and there, just like any young player. But was really impressed. Like today stood out to me, the way he practiced, just his demeanor in between was really, really well.
How'd Keelon look pre-snap Thursday's scrimmage? What's his relationship with that O-line like? What's the most important thing?
Last question, and then we're gonna close out, chat.
Well, pre-snap, I kind of hit that already. I think he's doing a good job. I thought in the scrimmage he was good, not great. The 2 practices after that, I thought he was great. So he's continuing to learn from situations. I think his relationship with the O-line is like, for a young quarterback, like just being himself, asking questions, and really for him, I think it starts with him and racing. You know, like them having the gel together on protection calls and checks, and trusting racing to help get him into the right calls if he needs it. But he's it doesn't matter if it's the DBs or the O line. Like Keelan's a relationship builder. That's the type of player and person he is. So no difference there. And your third one was what?
And y'all wonder why Coach Smook gets loved the way he does. There's a lot of players, there's a lot of families, there's a lot of staff members who don't have say so, right? In how we do things, but they love the relationships that we built. So we get a lot of support from everywhere. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Listen, that's the post-practice report. Not much to report from injuries. No crazy injuries from today. You're going to continue to hear about fall camp or your week 1 prep. Today was the first extensive day. You had light install yesterday, right? Some team periods. But today was the first day of true installs. Tonight on the call-in show, we'll be live at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll try to push that show for 2 hours, and we'll get you all on the phone lines. We'll get into detail what came from practice today and how we feel about all the reports that we came from practice. You got your post-practice report here. Tonight, we'll talk about some topics and conversations surrounding Alabama's 2026 fall kickoff, season kickoff against ECU. Some of the things that we got going into week 1 prep and finishing up this week strong, keeping guys healthy, getting some more guys back at the end of the week. Going to fully have Latsier Brooks back at the beginning of, what's today? Tuesday. I expect Brooks back by Friday practice. That walkthrough practice, he should be full go. He's already been out there going through drills and things. Same thing with EJ Crowell. AK Deer, Noah Rogers limited, right? Still doing the therapy stuff. Gyra Edwards' surgery went successful. Looks as if after post-surgery, we may see him return sooner than expected than week 10. So a week 7, week 8 return around the same time you're trying to get AK Deer back fully. I think we're going to be in a good position to have just about everybody. And still no official report on Jeremiah Beeman injury. No, not sure if he had to go undergo operation this morning. For some reason, Gyra Edwards' operation procedure was held under wraps like crazy. It was a big one that was held under wraps. Jeremiah Beeman's situation, I'm not sure if it will be as intentional in holding it under wraps. For me, I think it's pretty bad because it's been so hard to get close to it. I'm usually close to it really quickly. How I get close to it is none of y'all business, but I'm usually close to the injuries real quick. And I got plenty of people that know this, DMs and everything on Twitter. I usually, if I don't know, I'll tell you. And so right now we don't know the official diagnosis or the link. And then also what the extent of the injury was. We know it's a lower extremity injury and that this one is going to keep him out, presumably for 8 weeks minimum. So that 8-week timeline thing is seeming to be like the safe guess I'm getting from my sources, which I'm cool with because we're going to cover it as it develops. So anything that comes out officially, by all means, share it with me. I'm all about acknowledging other sources and outlets that do what they do. So continue to like and share the stream, though. Continue to put us on stream, put us out there, chat. I appreciate all my AAA family. Y'all don't understand, man. We've had fun the last few days over on Twitter. I need y'all to, if you follow me on Twitter, I need you to go to Twitter about 10 minutes after this live, and I'll be posting a very exciting announcement that is going to for sure turn some heads. I promise you. Y'all gonna love this post. I can't wait to post it. We got the official clearance to post it, and yeah, I hope y'all enjoy it. So without further ado, man, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We only got 16 likes on the stream. We had up to 40 people. We had 40 people, 42 at one point watching. Make sure y'all like the stream on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I know some of you watch it first and then you like it at the end, whatever. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you share it. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the content. Turn that notification bell on. And then also think about becoming a member of the AAA family so you can get all the exclusive reports that everybody seems to just be so distraught about, from the Coach Smook Network. You definitely want to get this information because if it wasn't real, if it wasn't true, it wouldn't cause this much commotion. So If you're not a member of the AAA family, this is how you do so. And right after that, we'll be getting out of here. So remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide, and hopefully y'all can join the family. Check it out. Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notifications button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Break it down, every snap is like a coach of the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. What's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.